Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India News Hour and I'm Preeti. Let's get to more international updates. The head of the UN's nuclear watchdog, Rafael Grossi, said that he supports Japan's push to hold summit-level talks with North Korea, even if discussion about Pyongyang's nuclear build-up is initially off the table on Tuesday. Grossi added, it is very important to engage and there is no direct safety issue from the Ukrainian staff being barred from accessing the Russian-occupied Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. Grossi is visiting Japan to inspect the Fukushima nuclear plant, where the IAEA is helping oversee the release of treated wastewater into the ocean. Grossi last inspected the plant in July last year. Chris Gilbert is joining us to get us more. Chris, good morning. Now, we've told our viewers about the visit of IAEA chief to Japan to oversee the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant. To begin with, let us get more from you about what more can you tell us on the way he inspected the plant? What were his observations?
Well, that inspection is currently underway and we're likely to learn his conclusions when he addresses the press about 27 hours from now on Thursday when he concludes his inspection. But he said going into this visit that, as you mentioned, he hasn't visited since July. The discharge hadn't even started at that point. And so it's important, as he says, to see it with his own eyes. The IAEA has a commitment to the discharge project over the entire span that's going to take 30 to 40 years. It has set up a permanent office at the discharge site. Rafael Grossi says that he is going to, or the IAEA is going to remain committed to holding it to account, to making sure that it meets the regulatory framework that was set up, to ensure that it meets the safety standards that have all been established as long as this discharge is continuing. And so he says it's entering a new phase now, of course, the phase of it actually happening, which it was not the last time he was in the country. He's already met with the Chief Cabinet Secretary here. He's going to meet with the Foreign Minister, Yoko Kamikawa, who says that Japan wants to deepen its cooperation with the IAEA. So it is the first important visit by the head of the organization as this discharge continues, out of many to come in the future.
All right, Chris, also, Grossi has said that he supports Japan's push to hold summit-level talks with North Korea. Get us more on this. Why do we see there's a change of heart? How do you see this further building up in the days ahead when we talk of Japan pushing to hold summit-level talks with North Korea? And do we also have any word on this from North Korea?
Yeah. There's been no reaction yet from North Korea, but that usually comes through its state media, the KCNA, which is usually the next day by the time it gets to South Korea or anybody else outside of the DPRK. It's not necessarily a change of heart. The position has always been to divert or deter North Korea away from a nuclear program in one way or another. And, you know, the United States, for example, has always said that it is open to talks again, although it is Washington that is partly responsible for them falling apart in 2019 in the first place. And the current leadership and the current administration under Kim Jong-un of North Korea has said that it is not interested, and that is not them simply being petulant. That is them saying that they view themselves as responding to the threats as they view them that are apparent to them with US nuclear aircraft carriers parked on the Korean Peninsula and military drills going on, etc., etc. That is the norm that we've come to expect on a near daily basis now. So although it may be surprising to hear the negotiations or the discussion of negotiations into the discourse again, it has always been an option, and it has always been something that many parties in the ongoing conflict have been seeking.
All right, Chris, we'll leave it here. Thank you for joining in with those details.